Hello, welcome to another episode of We Don't Talk About Uno, the podcast where we talk about Disney Lorcana's trading card game. And here with me for the discussion, the flotsam to my jetsam, is David.
Hello.
It's been a while, David. How's it going?
Been forever. I'm all right today. Yeah, I'm awake.
I love whenever we do a podcast, people are like, oh, look, it's these guys back. And other people are doing like weekly podcasts or daily uploads. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of energy. It's a lot of energy.
We've had some stuff on. But it's all good. We're here for an episode. We're doing another one, and hopefully we might do another one after that, and then another one after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. Anyway, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about you, Simeon. We're talking about you because you've been asking me lots of questions about the game and saying, what about this? Is that really that good?
You know what?
What about this? Is that really that good?
You don't have to be polite. I've got issues. And I've got issues with Lorcana. And I don't want to, this place has been, and the whole Lorcana community is really positive place. I don't want to be the person to put a downer on stuff and go, all right, wait up, but.
Except that's exactly what you're going to do.
So for one episode only, come on, give me a bit of a break. I'm going to say, hold up, wait, but. We were going to have the child for the recording right here, and we were going to do Judge the Child, like Judge Judy, but instead of Judy, the child, where I was going to say, here are my charges against the game of Lorcana. David was going to do be the defense attorney. Mm-hmm. And then the child was going to be the judge. Now, the child's in bed because we really haven't got our recording schedules in any kind of shape. But we'll listen from him at the end. But yeah, I've got 3 charges I want to bring against the game of Lorcana.
Well, okay.
Before that, though, there's a new set launching, Into the Inklands. That's happening soon.
Cool.
How many of the spoilers have you seen?
Not many yet.
Are you is that like a mindset thing of, no, I want to keep my brain a pure space?
I want to keep my brain a pure space. If I'm discovering it, I like to discover it with cards rather than on a screen.
Yeah, no, I get that.
The discovery experience is something that I enjoy, which is maybe going to go against something that I'm about to say in defense.
Amazing. Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. All these releases, and I know Lorcana's pretty slow at releasing compared to other games.
Yeah.
And
this is something you've always done, isn't it? Because I've sat at Magic the Gathering pre-releases with you, and that's the first time you're looking at those cards.
Yeah, occasionally I'll get competitive, and the night before I'll read something about them to find out which ones are meant to be good.
Yeah,
because there are whole podcasts where people say, "Well, this one looks good; it'll probably do well."
Yeah.
I find that really interesting that even the most experienced players can't, with full certainty, tell which card is going to be the bomb for that set.
Yeah.
I find that so interesting.
And I find also really interesting listening to their reasoning behind why they think something is good or bad.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is, which deck does this go in?
Yeah.
Is not knowing if it's supported enough for the deck. Because who would have known the Porpsicle Ice Pop
Nick
items,
Wilde
the Nick Wilde
become part of the meta
deck would actually be pretty decent, an all right deck. You look at it and you go, but then you look at all the support that thing's got and you go, okay, I can see how that archetype.
But a 1-cost card that replaces itself, that's always going to be
a game where you can't draw
card.
where you can't draw cards in many colours.
You can. You just have to spend lots of money at the minute.
But that's fun. It sounds like you've got problems with Lorcana. Any charges you want to bring? I haven't even got the economy of the game down here. So the biggest change coming into the Ink lands is locations, which are new sideways cards. They've got
everything
sideways.
seems to have sideways cards. Magic recently started sideways cards. Star Realms has sideways cards.
Pokemon did it like a decade ago, and they got it out of their system. They don't do it anymore. They're past it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's still one of the child's favourite Pokemon cards.
I don't know anything about locations yet. You're going to tell me about them.
Oh, so locations.
I'm just not a fan of sideways cards, so I'm already put off.
Oh, just aesthetically?
Just why add more mechanics to a game that's already pretty complicated for a kid?
Okay, yeah, that is it almost doesn't matter what the mechanic is.
Yeah.
Adding a brand new thing that's not a keyword, adding a new keyword or adding a new kind of thing, that's fine. But adding a whole new thing that you've got to sit down when you're teaching somebody the game and say, oh, by the way, it's also got these sideways cards in.
Yeah.
Have a look out for those. That does seem like, oh my God, why? Why is there another thing? When I think we've both said, like, we were expecting this game to be lighter than other card games, trading card games.
Yeah, or at least as through the first year, build it up over time rather than, like, I'm really surprised how many keywords there are already. That's one of my big surprises, and how much there is to get your head around. Yeah. I mean, 6, 7, 8-year-olds can play it, but you kind of have to really...
Yeah, but they can't... Yeah.
You have to play for them, kind of
thing. Yeah. Or they're playing the mechanics, but they're not playing the tactics.
Yeah.
They're not strategizing. Okay, so locations, just a quick overview. Locations come out. They are, as it says on the tin...
You pay ink for them?
Locations, you pay ink for them. They are locations. So they are, for all intents and purposes, just like a character card, that they come out and they sit. It's got a defense, not defense, a willpower.
Yeah.
It's got a willpower. How a physical space can have willpower, I'm not sure. Like, how can a castle have will? I don't know.
Because it's a figment of an Illumineer's imagination.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's great. Yeah, brilliant. There we are. We got past that one. But yeah, so you can attack them. They do not, or you can challenge them, sorry. They do not deal damage in return.
Yeah.
They literally are just a counter going down until... They also have... they have a cost to move characters to that location.
Yeah.
When you move a character to a location, and when a character is at that location, nothing happens unless it says so on the cards. So the new Peter Pan, when it moves to a new location, this happens. And some locations will say characters at this location have whatever. Resist 1, for example, is one of them. So that's how they work. There's a ink cost to moving characters to a location.
Okay.
And then the last thing, which is the bit that I think we're all going to get wrong an awful lot, and I worry about how fluid play is going to be, is they can also have ink on them.
Law. They have
law.
law.
Oh, sorry, not... Yeah, oh my goodness. They also have law on them, and you collect the law on your location in your set step. And I think so many people are going to forget that. So many people are going to play a location that has law on the card, and then they're going to, the very next turn, they're going to go, okay, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do, oh, hang on, did I collect the law for my location or not? Was I on 12 or 13 law? Oh, was this, I think I did. No, maybe I didn't. Oh, I'm not sure. Because
there's an easy way not to forget it, but it's
what's the easy way not to forget it?
It's what I do in Magic.
Yeah.
You talk yourself through the steps. So you say ready, put all your cards ready. It says to say it in the rules as well, but it does help. Ready, set, and that's when you get your law draw. You draw your card.
The other thing I do is if I've got something that triggers at the start of my turn, I put something on top of my deck. So I'll put like a dice or a coin. I've got a very nice coin from when I went to the X-Wing European Open. It's beautiful. I put that on top of my deck, and then I can't draw a card unless I've gone, oh, hang on, there's a coin on top of there. Why is there a coin on top of that? And then I draw my card. But
in doing that, you're also signalling to the rest of the players that you've got some kind of advantage.
Yeah.
I
mean, if it's a location, it's right there.
It's obvious anyway, yeah. Okay. So that's locations.
Yeah. I think complexity is a concern. Complexity creep.
Complexity creep. That's a good good way of putting it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a concern, but at the same time, I want to play through them. I want to get some locations, put them all in the decks, play some locations, and see how good they actually are.
So that's Lorcana news.
That's the news bit. Onto the main.
I've got my own news.
Oh, you've got a what? Hang on. What?
I have told you. So a few months ago now, it feels like we had a festive season, and I made my family some Christmas gifts. I made I made a total of 8 Lorcana decks. Each one cost under $10. And I was really happy, and they're all different. And I got my family to choose which Disney character they wanted to be the lead character in the deck. So it was fun, and I was really proud that they all worked really well. So maybe
nice.
we'll do an episode about them because it'll be, I don't know.
Have you kept the deck lists? Have you got
Yeah,
them all
the deck
written
lists are on, is it Dreamborn or Dreamborn, isn't it? Dreamborn.inc.
somewhere?
Yeah, so
Oh,
we
nice.
could, if you want to chat about them sometime, we can talk about
Oh, sounds like a future episode in the making. Right there. sounds like you've just
my
written
proudest
an
one.
outline.
So most of the decks were character based with some simple actions like drawing cards
Mm-hmm.
or removing other characters. But my proudest one was one of my family, or Sam, who's been on the podcast before.
Yeah.
He asked for a Nick Wilde deck. That's the character he picked.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, I've got to do a Porpoisicle. And then I was like, oh, and he wanted Judy Hopps,
Judy Hopps, yeah.
who's also she also likes items.
Nice.
So I was like, I've got to do an items deck. So I just built it, hoping it would work, because I've never built that and it did really work really well. So I was happy with that.
That's fun. Okay, on to the main topic. We need to talk about some charges that I am bringing.
You need to talk about it, and you wrote me into this scheme.
Oh, really? Really? Well,
Yeah.
it sounds like you've got your own issues yourself from
Yeah, I know.
the news
I
section.
have. Yeah.
You know what it is? It's
But
when
I'm the defendant.
yeah.
I'm defending. I do love
as the
Lorcana.
defendant. Yeah.
If
That's
I
it.
criticise Lorcana, it's out of love.
That's it. Is that when you care about something, when
Yeah.
you've poured a lot of energy and you really want to see this thing succeed, and it's
Yeah.
great fun, and then you go, oh, here are some things you could really be doing better.
Yeah.
So this is, if you're listening, Steve and Ryan, the designers, or anybody on the design team, this is not criticism of you guys. This is just stuff, for your next, mid-year review with your bosses. Maybe bring this up. It's all good. Anyway, charge number 1. I think the Lorcana pack opening experience is really boring.
What do you mean by the pack opening experience? Booster packs.
Booster packs, when you open a booster pack,
Yeah.
the first time I opened Lorcana, I was like, oh, these are all the cards that I've been looking at and already seen.
Yeah.
Now I've seen a lot more other people open booster packs, and also in particular the child.
Mm-hmm.
They'll look through the cards. All the cards look, there's one exception. Unless you pull an enchanted, you look through the cards. They all look the same, regardless of if they are...
They don't look the same. They've got different pictures on.
Yeah, they got different... but it's hard to tell what is good from the picture. There's no special... Oh my goodness, look at that. That looks incredible.
So
There's no
the shiny
special
card isn't the
editions.
best card in the pack, for example.
The shiny, the foiled card, the shiny one at the back, isn't necessarily going to be anything exciting. And you can open a really good $30 card
Yeah.
and be like, wow, that's amazing, if you know what it is. But if
Yeah.
you don't know what you're opening, you could open the most meta card, the best card, and not know that that's what it is. It doesn't look like anything. Compare that to Pokemon, where when you open a pack,
Yeah.
they've got pretty much the same deal now. That you're guaranteed there'll be 3 special cards. There'll
Yeah.
be one that's a foil, there'll be one that's rare and above, and there'll be another one that's rare and above and shiny in some way. And
Similar to Lorcana then. Yeah.
similar kind of thing. But they're shiny cards. Like, you've got to put sunglasses on to look at them. They have special arts. They have full art cards with like alternate arts that don't look like a Pokemon card. They have gold cards that you can pull a card that is literally gold. They have textured cards with different texture on the front of the card. Now, some of these cards are good. Some of them are for collecting, not for playing with. They're not that good.
I
But
was going to say it sounds like
regardless...
Pogs. I don't know if anyone will get that reference, but
Oh, you are showing your age there, David. Sounds like Pogs. Yeah, it does sound like Pogs. Yeah, but regardless of what it is, there's something exciting in almost every pack. And I think it's like 1 in 3 or 4 will have like a full art, full special thing. Whereas Lorcana, 1 in like 100 packs will have an enchanted. And I don't know many kids that are opening 100 packs of Lorcana in a year. So the chances of opening something that feels like you've won the lottery when you're opening Pokemon. Magic has the same thing. Magic has loads of different card treatments.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the point. There's no wow factor. There's no, oh my goodness, look at that. What is that? I've never even seen that before. That's just not. All of the cards, dependent on rarity, depending on how good they are, they all look the same, apart from Enchanted.
Okay. So this is your prosecution of pack opening.
Yeah, I think the judge is already bored. I talked for too long there. I should have kept it shorter. I should have presented my arguments in a more organised way.
Oh yeah, I forgot we've got the child judging us.
The
So
child's
have
going to listen to this.
child-friendly.
At the end, you've got to be child friendly. We're always child friendly.
Yeah, but I just meant it's got to the points that I'm making have got to be interesting and compelling to
To a 10-year-old.
10-year-old.
I mean, also the audience is going to judge us.
So I'm going a bit off script, but just opening packs is quite exciting. I'm sure Mars or some chocolate company or maybe some crisps company has invested millions of pounds in working out the ultimate crinkliness in a pack. And Ravensburger have just copied that, and that's just a big dopamine hit in itself. You just get the crinkly stuff. That's just like yay. You're looking skeptical. I'm going to continue my argument.
Okay. Sure. But
Yeah.
why would I buy? I mean, I guess, and I don't want to interrupt your arguments, but I'm going to be doing this constantly. Why would I buy that pack of Lorcana if it's, and this is what it
When you
comes
could
down
buy a
to.
Mars bar.
At the end of the day, it comes down to when I'm in a shop with the child, it's either Dad, can I have a pack of Lorcana, or it's Dad, can I have a pack of Pokemon? And I know which is more exciting to open. Because I'm excited about opening a pack of Pokemon cards. I'm buying singles online for Lorcana. I'm not cracking packs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that's why I found this one difficult to defend, because I've never been into cracking packs, whatever game it is.
You want to open a pack of Pokemon? I should have brought one. I should have gone to the shop
Yeah,
on my
but
way
it
home
wouldn't
from
mean
work.
anything to me because I don't even know the rules or what.
No, but it would, because you see like literally a gold card.
Yeah.
And you go, oh my goodness, I must have opened something good here. And then maybe you look online and maybe it is worth something or maybe it's not. But
it feels nice.
it feels good.
Yeah. So in general, opening packs isn't an exciting thing for me to do. So I get what you're saying. It's not something that I do.
Yeah.
But when I do, and I have opened them, especially in the first chapter.
Yeah, you opened a lot of that, yeah.
I opened quite a lot. And I bought a Lumineers Trove, treasure trove in set 2. So, yeah, I like seeing what I get. I like seeing... I think what maybe spoils it for me is what I said earlier, the level of spoilers online. I'd rather be in that mode of discovery when I'm cracking packs and seeing, this is the art. This is how they've interpreted this Disney character. So I enjoy seeing that. And I think it's a game that's maturing. So what you're saying about how exciting it is to open a Magic pack or a Pokemon pack, they'll hopefully get that and it'll come later. So it's not really, I'm not really defending the current experience. I'm just saying it might get a bit better in the future.
Okay, fair dues. I think it needs to get better faster because what you're saying about it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
What is the alternative? The alternative is...
Well, you buy a starter deck and you buy singles online and gradually upgrade it. That's the kind of thing that I would do.
Yeah, but for a kid...
Yeah.
That's not something they can do. Nobody under the age of 15 is going online. And if you are listening and you are under the age of 15 and you're buying single cards off of Card Market or whatever, send
your complaints to locanapodcast@gmail.com, specifically addressed to Simeon.
Yeah, please do. But I don't think that many casual players are going, okay, I'm going to go and buy 4 Porpsicles and 4... and if you're doing that, chances are...
That's what I did at Christmas.
You are intentionally...
building budget decks.
You are a very enfranchised player. And I guess that's what I'm saying is that we also, as a game, we need people who are going to be buying cards online because there needs to be a secondary market for collectibles. But we also need people who once a week, I'm in a shop anyway, I'm going to pick this up. Oh, let's grab a pack of Lorcana as well. Oh, that's exciting. Because that's how Pokemon has survived for decades.
I get what you're saying now. Because I'm not doing my argument any favours, am I? I'm just like
I totally understand.
Conceding this point. One of the other things my child collects is Mario cards, Panini Mario cards.
Oh yeah.
And they always have a shiny and I think it's a super shiny. And they're like a third of the price of Lorcana cards.
Yeah.
I think that's also the difference is, so I'll put a pack of those cards on my shopping bill when I'm at the supermarket.
Yeah,
and
adding a fiver to your shopping bills.
It's like £1.50 compared to adding £5. That feels pretty painful. So it's got to be really exciting if you're adding that much.
Yeah.
At least I don't know. I earned a pretty typical salary. I think I'm not struggling for money, but it still feels like a lot. It feels like quite a pinch.
Yeah. Okay, great. So
the ruling's made, I feel like, unless Child wants to... Child, this is my appeal to you. Rule in my favour just because I'm probably going to lose the next two.
Brilliant. Right, we'll go to Child at the end. But, okay, for now, this is the second charge that I'd like to bring.
Go on then, go for it.
Which is, I think Lorcana is currently experiencing some lackluster storytelling, some really limited character development. And I'm not sure we've got the story we were promised.
Okay.
So they could have made this just Disney trading cards. This could have just been just Disney characters. We're just doing Disney characters. It's Disney characters.
You can get the 1991 trading cards.
You've got me. Yeah, you got me one. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You could just do characters on trading cards, do a game around it. But no, this is Lorcana, and we were told, there's going to be some Dreamborn characters, there's going to be some Floodborn characters. Mm-hmm. We're going to experience this in the world of the Great Illuminary. I've got some issues with this. I don't think this is the unique world building that either they think it is, or at least that they're selling. Firstly, I would say that the Rise of the Floodborn, the set that we're just coming to an end of at the moment, that has 23 Floodborn cards out of a total 204 cards. That's not a rise of the Floodborn. That's the same number of Floodborn characters we had in set 1, only in set 2. And I challenge you to, if you don't know the type line on a card, to tell me, which that is. Look at a new character that's spoiled and go, okay, it's going to...
Is this Storyborn, which means it's directly from the story, so it should look like something from the story. Mm-hmm. Dreamborn, so it's kind of a bit more imaginary. So a good example of Dreamborn is the Captain Hook with a sword for his hook. That was excellent, yeah.
That is amazing, and that is a design of... that is an example of excellent, what I expect to see in a
Dreamborn character.
In an alternate world.
Or like the giant Tinkerbell in the ship, yeah.
Brilliant, excellent. Yeah, that's the one I was going to use.
Well, that's a Floodborn one, though, isn't it, I think? But anyway.
Well, also, what's the difference between a Dreamborn and a Floodborn?
Floodborns tend to be massive and when you the game.
I mean, yeah.
It's like Dreamborn. It's Dreamborn on Overdrive, is how I see it. So
but I honestly can't. If you showed me, and I'm an invested player, I'm somebody who's been looking at these cards for a while now.
Yeah.
And if you show me cards, I can't tell whether they're Dreamborn or Floodborn. I couldn't tell you that.
I think my guess would be that's Disney controlling their IP, keeping control of their IP, and not letting it get too out there.
Oh, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not looking for zombie Mickey Mouse here. However, I do think that there's some world-building things that could happen. And also, what I would say is Disney are excellent at world-building. Disney's movies are beautiful.
Yeah.
Their whole thing is we can bring you a world that maybe you don't even care about, but you do after the movie. Yeah. Like, I'm watching Soul. Do I want to see a movie about the afterlife for a jazz musician? Nah, thanks, I'm good. And then I sit down and watch it. That's incredible. Mm-hmm. So all of those worlds are like, I mean, that to me is excellent thing. There's one last point that I just wanted to make on the kind of the story thing, and that is that I don't think there's any development between sets either. Yeah. I feel like it was like, okay, so we're introducing you to the Great Illuminary, and turns out that is a unique setting. I feel like I know what it looks like, I know what it feels like. We've seen players wandering around it with guitars for some reason. That's all interesting. From there, Set 2, no development really. And now the title suggests progression. That rise of, that suggests a progression. And then into the Inklands. Oh, what are the Inklands? Oh, turns out they're Disney locations. Like, we've only seen story-born Disney locations.
They're locations from movies.
They're locations from movies. And I feel like there's no thing. And they, in the little animated shorts they've been doing, they've shown this drastic character development. Oh, what is the drastic character development? Oh, it's Cinderella putting on a suit of armour.
I think that's pretty cool.
I think it's cool. I don't think that's the drastic change they think it is.
Okay.
Oh, outfit change. Outfit change.
Are you finished?
Yeah. Okay. The defence. No. The prosecution rests its case.
Okay. I'm going to question you now, prosecution.
Okay, go for it.
What's the?
So, do you want to call me to the stand?
What's the story of Magic the Gathering?
What's the
what am
story?
I as a player? What am I doing?
I would say Magic the Gathering has a terrible storyline.
Okay. What's the terrible storyline?
Oh no. To the point. I don't think comparing Lorcana to Magic. Lorcana's story is as lackluster as Magic's. Magic.
Okay, so we're okay.
Yeah.
You conceded by point. And Pokemon. What's the story of Pokemon?
Pokemon, the story is brought out there. They have had literally decades of an anime.
Yeah.
Every time
I've watched Pokemon, it's the same thing.
Every video game has a unique narrative. It might be repetitive, and it might be go find some characters.
Pokemon in these Pokeballs, and then they fight each other.
I mean, we've also seen like battles between like the most recent Pokemon game that I played. Like Team Yell was basically a gang that was terrorizing the little Pokemon world, and you had to go defeat that gang.
Yeah,
and there are things like that. Now, I'm not saying these are like deep, intricate stories, but there are stories and there are characters that they are developing. Yeah. What's the difference between Pokemon is Pokemon have developed those characters. The Ravensburger Lorcana haven't developed these characters. They've just printed. They've got artists to do very nice versions of them. No complaint on the artwork whatsoever. It's the art directors that I've got a problem with.
Interesting. Okay. I think the story's fine. You're a Lumineer in the Great Illuminary, drawing characters, and you're fighting other Illumineers. It doesn't make sense, and everyone needs to collect lore to save the lore, because the lore needs saving. It doesn't make sense why you're fighting somebody else to save it. That's the part that doesn't make sense. But I think the story's fine.
I think it's
in the sense that magic, you're a sorcerer. There's all these different worlds where fantasy beings are from, all these different planes, and you somehow pull creatures from all these planes
summon them to the
battlefield. Yeah. So I think the story is fine in terms of how I've explained it to people when I've been playing it with them. They've got it. So I don't have any complaints about the story, and I think there's depth. The depth is in all the movies. The depth's there.
Oh, so you would say that the story of Lorcana is the Disney movies that go alongside?
Well, that's the baseline story, isn't it? So you're right. This could go somewhere, and we're kind of seeing where it goes. And I don't know if you've looked in any of the Lumineers Trove, you get a few chapters in there.
Yeah. I've read through the little book.
Yeah. Things. So I think, but I guess it's maybe challenging to come up with a. Can you see a TV series of Lorcana? I guess it could happen when they bring together.
Totally, because Disney also have all of that in place. That if they wanted to do that, they could. I don't.
So maybe it'll happen, and then you'll get the story development that you're looking for.
Yeah. Or maybe they'll have a computer game that has stuff alongside that, like Pokemon do. There's a number of reasons. I guess my main point on this charge, which I'm bringing against Lorcana, is that it's not delivering what it was promised. Like, I felt like I was going to get a really intricate storyline with developing characters that are somehow different to original Disney characters, because I like original Disney characters.
So it's giving you that feeling. So I'm going to say a very Disney thing. Hold on to that feeling, Simeon. That's what that is the story. That hope.
Yeah. I just wish all the characters, all of the cards were as creative as things like
the Captain Hook
cards, the Giant Tink. Like there are excellent examples throughout the sets, but they're few and far between.
Hopefully in every set, and there'll be that, and then over time, because that's just the rule of art, it's the rule of life. Every set is going to have its.
I just think
superstars.
they're
and
playing it a
instead-
bit safe when it comes to like they
Yeah,
know
the-
they can make money from selling stuff with Disney
Wasn't
characters.
wasn't it the Floodborn Snow White is like she has a slightly different colour on her dress or something?
Yeah. Oh my goodness! Imagine that. She just spilt some lipstick on her dress or something. Yeah, that's good. On the topic of playing it safe, I've got a third charge.
Come on then, Simeon, bring it.
I think that the game design is pretty risk averse.
Okay.
I think that when you look at everything we have learned from trading card games in the last 30 years, you can build on, you can take the best parts of every single one of these games and you can build on it in a new way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we are seeing some games that do that.
Yeah.
And we are seeing other games that just lack that gameplay wow factor.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that Lorcana currently has really intricate gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
It's got very interesting decision making.
Mm-hmm.
Is that attractive to a casual gamer or to a kid? I'm not sure. So I'll give you some examples of wow things.
Yeah.
The other night we were playing Magic,
Mm-hmm.
and a wow thing that you did was bring back all of the creature cards that you had been putting into your discard pile, and you had spent the entire game.
My deck is built. The commander of my
Yeah.
deck puts lots of cards into my discard pile every turn. That's
Yeah.
what he does. Or she
And
does.
then-
Sorry, she does. Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
for the Magic nerds, who is it?
Rafine.
Rafine. I love that card. I love that card in Standard. It's really annoying in Commander. So anyway, that's the
Yeah.
that's the whole point of the deck. And you played a single card that got all of those creatures.
And didn't do it for everyone else because a lot of
Didn't
cards
do
like
it
that
for
would do it
everyone
for
else. Yeah,
everybody.
just for you. Brought them all back, and
So
there
I
were
had
some
like 20,
limitations.
25 creatures out,
You
yeah.
literally had 20. Your playmat was overflowing. You were off the playmat with your cards.
And they weren't very good creatures, but that didn't matter because of
Because
Rafine's ability
it
would
doesn't-
mean
yeah,
that
yeah.
I could just assassinate people as and when I wanted
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
So all of that to me, that is a wow moment. That is
Yeah.
a oh my goodness, what's just happened there? That's incredible. Other things that do, I think the best people, and they have the advantage of being digital. But
Yeah.
Marvel Snap, which we've talked about a lot on the podcast, digital game, is like there are things that happen where you're just like, what on earth is happening here? What just happened?
It does, yeah. That's why it's so addictive as well.
Oh, that's what. Yes, super addictive. And there's a lot of digital card games have that because they can manipulate things in different ways. You don't have to shuffle your deck. You don't have to have copies of certain cards to go and so. Whereas on a digital thing, you can do whatever you want and you can do cool animations and things. But there are so many cards that are like, oh my goodness, it does what? And Pokemon also does this really well with like sometimes it's just like, sorry, that does how much damage? That's what? That's crazy. And that wow factor, I think, is just like, okay, this is fine. But I rarely do I go, wow. I also think the last point is that I would add to replayability because I find that when I play 3 or 4 games of Lorcana on the trot, the thing that makes me not want to play the 5th, 6th, 7th is that there gets to a board state where it's very clear who has won.
Yeah.
Often, somebody will be, oh yeah, you've got 16 law, you'll get to 20 net. There's nothing I can do on my turn. And it's just that anticlimax of like, there's nothing I can do here, you've won, well done.
Be prepared.
Yeah, but if I don't draw...
I'm telling you to be prepared.
If I don't draw the card, there are cards that there are board wipes and things like that. There are cards that do those things. But there's no, wow, what just happened cards. So that's what I mean about kind of, playing it safe in terms of game design.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the defense here?
What is my defense? Yeah, I think I just disagree on the first point. So you made a few points, and
Okay.
one of them was that it doesn't innovate enough on top of what all the other games do.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I think for me, it does in an interesting way. So that's just
You're happy with the rules as
baseline.
they...
I think 20 law is quite low, but it makes the game quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Not if you're playing against red-purple.
it's still quick. It's still quite quick. I think online it's like 7 minutes is the average or something. It's a quick game.
Online play is really quick and really great. And maybe, you know what? Maybe when it's not quick, what we actually need is, if you're in a tournament or in a game, you just need that little hurry along. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, slow playing isn't fun for anybody.
Yeah, I think you're right about the getting to a certain amount of law and you know who's won almost always. And I think the decision or the dealing with the other player has to come a lot earlier. So it's at about 10 law. You've got to have your answers. And the thing is, there are answers now.
Yeah, there are enough. I think there are enough answers.
And like the red purple deck that has the answers, that's one of the most powerful decks.
Because it has the answers,
Because it has the answers, yeah.
Does it have the best creature? Does it have the best glimmers? Probably not, but it definitely has the best answers, yeah. Yeah.
The wow factor thing I don't have an answer to. I think it's on the one hand, I feel like it's a bit unfair because there's 20,000 cards in Magic the Gathering or something, so there's going to be some, and part of the wow moment is you don't know that card's come in. Whereas in Lorcana, you can very easily know every card that's there. So,
and also you look at the rest of the deck and go, oh, chances are they've got this card. Yeah.
So there's less opportunity for wow moments. But on the other hand, Marvel Snap is new and has a low number of cards, but has wow moments. So they interact in interesting ways that kind of break the game in a fun way. I think that's what it doesn't have, is ways to break the game. But on the other hand, as I was saying earlier, I think the game is much more complex than I expected. If I had a complaint, that would be it, rather than that it's not powerful, it's underpowered. It's just that it's really complex. There's a lot of keywords that they've already brought in.
Yeah. Yeah, it is very complex, and I think it's tactically complex.
Yeah.
I don't think to have wow moments, it needs to be any more or less tactically complex. Because if you think of like the simplest game, like think of Snap.
Yeah, that has wow moments.
That has wow moments because
you don't mean the Marvel Snap though. You're meaning
no. I mean literal a deck of playing cards, 52 cards.
Yeah.
When there's 30 cards on that stack and you're picking them all up, if you don't snap first, that's high stakes. Oh my goodness. And it's the same for like poker and blackjack. It goes on the stakes, not on the wow moments go on the stakes, not on the complexity of the game.
I think there are cards that have the potential to be that wow in the future when people have forgotten about them.
Yeah.
Like Bell, that you can kind of surprise people with, or that there are things that can do stuff.
Yeah, and I think that, the new beast that Red is every time, that doesn't have the can't quest clause at the end of it, that's probably got the chance of in the future being like, sorry, you did what? You were on 8 law and you've just won the game. What?
Yeah, but Star Realms is a simple game that shares a lot, and it's got one of the Magic the Gathering designers who designed it, I think, in there.
I think it's a Hall of Famer or something.
Yeah, and that almost always ends on a wow.
Yeah, on like
it's a simple game, and every game's like, you just did what to me?
Yeah.
And so it can happen. So, maybe Lorcana does that. You just did what to me? I think that it has happened to me sometimes, and I'd be like, what? Yeah. I think Green probably does that the most. I was on 19 law.
Yeah.
And you just did what?
Yeah. Yeah, that does have that potential, doesn't it? Yeah, the one thing that I will say to add to your, and I'm not saying this because I feel pity for the pitiful defence cases that you've presented here. However, I think that a lot of the gameplay concerns I have, which is both the complexity and also the lack of wow factor and that kind of, somebody gets to 16 law and the game's over.
Yeah.
All of that is fixed with multiplayer games. Like if you're playing a fun, casual multiplayer, not top tier, but just playing with some fun decks, multiplayer, then you've got 3. Or if you're in a pod of 4, you've got 3 other people to sort out the problem, as opposed to I can't do anything. All right, never mind.
Yeah.
So that definitely.
Which reminds me of my other point, which is the best, and it's a bit of a get out clause, but the best is probably yet to come. So if you think of Commander, that's the most popular Magic format.
Okay.
But that was 15, 20 years into the format before that was even conceived.
Yeah, I don't know what the date was, but yeah, the first Commander products weren't until 2011.
Yeah, so it was nearly 20 years into the format before
most
it was
people started
productized.
playing.
Yeah, before it became mainstream, and that was a fan created variant. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of other versions of Magic, and that really grabs me. So it could, if Lorcana sticks around, there will be other ways of playing that emerge, and maybe one of those will be exponentially better than how it's played at the minute. We just don't know. But it has to stick around for that to happen. And that's the question, isn't it?
Has to stick around, and that means
People need to crack packs.
People need to crack packs, and people need to find the storyline engaging. In my mind,
I think what you're saying is they need to find the art engaging, and it gives them I didn't think of Mickey Mouse like that.
Yeah, once I've bought a Mickey Mouse on a trading card, how many Mickey Mouses on trading cards do I need?
Yeah.
And how often is that? Yeah.
Well, I've loved everything they've done with Donald Duck so far. So.
I think Donald's said Donald's done the. I don't think there's a disappointed Donald yet. They're all pretty good. Mm-hmm. Okay, so those are the three things. You make your own minds up, listeners, and let us know.
Send your complaints to locanapodcast@gmail.com.
You can address them to me. So those are the three things. The three things I think they need to improve. They need to improve the pack opening experience. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see alternate arts. I would like to see different foil treatments, and I would like to see something like an Enchanted. It doesn't keep Enchanteds as they are, but something as wow as that. If that was 1 in 4 packs, I guarantee you I'll be cracking more Lorcana packs. They sell more product. I think they need some kind of narrative. I'd like to see that. And I think they need some wow cards, some like, what the hell moments in the game. Mm-hmm. Tell us what you think. But now we're going to have a listen to the child. And
child.
See what the child thinks about this. So, Judge Child, over to you. All rise for Judge Child.
Order.
Great. So you have heard the charges that have been brought against Lorcana, Judge Child.
I think so.
And we are waiting for your ruling. So I'm going to go through the charges one by one.
Okay.
And you can tell me whether Lorcana, you find them guilty or not guilty.
Okay.
So on the first charge of the pack opening experience being a bit boring, do you find Lorcana guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, I think.
And would you like to explain your decision?
Sure. It's because, in Pokemon, there's lots of different art styles and lots of different new things that you probably haven't gotten before. But in Lorcana, it's kind of a little bit repetitive because there's no experience. You can't really what am I going to pull, because it's just a holographic version of something that you could have already gotten.
Nice. Okay, it's good. On the second charge, which is lackluster storytelling, do you find Lorcana guilty or not guilty?
I think this is also guilty.
Ooh. Okay, and why do you think that?
Because it said there was going to be a story, and so far we haven't had much. We've had the first one, and then Rise of the Floodborn. Well, I guess it kind of does, but there's barely any actual Floodborn cards.
Fair. Okay, I love it. All of a sudden, I call you Judge Child, and you go super serious. Usually, you're really silly. You're sitting up. You're I am going to be a judge now. Sorry, Your Excellency. I shouldn't. Yes. Anyway, on the third charge, is that the game design is a bit risk averse, and they haven't taken many risks.
The game design.
So, do you find them guilty or not guilty?
I think this one is not guilty.
Okay, and is that because you enjoy the game?
I like the game quite a lot, but they haven't gone let's do this, and if you could roll a dice and then this could happen. Magic is all a bit crazy, but then Lorcana's kind of played it safe, but not too safe.
So you still enjoy the gaming?
I enjoy the game, and I think they should just keep the game like that.
Yeah.
How it is.
Great. Nice one. Okay, well, thank you very much for your rulings.
You're welcome, I think.
Amazing.
That was a fun episode. If you enjoyed it, you can tweet us message us. You can post us. What do you do on X these days?
I generally not visit it that often.
You can send us a tweet on X at Lorcana Podcast. You can email us at Lorcana Podcast.
Yeah, you can message us on TikTok at Lorcana Podcast.
And you can tell us what you want to hear. And especially if you would like to tell us what you want to hear, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Yeah, we do actually read the reviews. They're good fun.
They are. That's the end.
Are we done?
You need the Walt Disney outro music that we don't have the copyright for.
Oh well, we could use the Steamboat Willie thing now.
Can we? Is that out of copyright?
Yeah, but everyone's gonna use it.
So we should join the crowd.